I would say around, pre-COVID, around late 2018, early 2019, started getting numbness in the hand, off and on, nothing, and steady but I noticed it then. So, of course, COVID hit and then nobody was doing anything. So after COVID had settled down, that's when I asked for a referral and was sent to Dr. Niedermeier. Well, you have to stop doing stuff. If you're involved, I like to woodwork, I like to do all kinds of things like that. And when my hand starts to go numb, well, I've got to stop, I've got to wait, because if you lose that sensitivity to grip or whatever, you can't continue on, it becomes dangerous. So I've had to stop and try to get the numbness out, or shake my hand, or do whatever I can to make it so I can go back and do what I was doing. I heard about them through my primary care physician. When I visited them for my yearly physical, I had asked for a recommendation for somebody to see my hand about that, and that's when they recommended North Texas Orthopedics and Dr. Niedermeier. Well, one, anytime you can do wide awake surgery, you don't have to worry about coming out from anesthesia. You're more alert, you tend to recuperate quicker, there's less stress on the body. You're dealing with one area of the body, in this case my hand, whereas it's not as, I don't know what the term I'm looking for is, not as engaging, I guess, in knocking it down and that, and so you get back quicker, you heal quicker, and you don't feel weird for a day or two after you come out from under anesthesia. Everything. Everything. It becomes, because it was happening more and more, it becomes inconvenient at the wrong times. So to be able to go back and do things and not worry about my hand going numb or me having to stop or do whatever to try and alleviate that numbness, that's going to be great.
To relate to, like, everybody has gone to the dentist. And you say, yeah, we're basically using the same principles that the dentist has been using for over 60 years to be able to accomplish this. Okay, now I'm going to make a little skin wheel right by where we're going to make our incision. A little burn, a little tingle. We're going to get that skin all the way down. All right. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
We want this medicine to set up, and
right.
That takes about 45, 55 minutes for it to set up enough where you're going to be comfortable for the whole procedure, okay? How are your fingers feeling?
A little numb.
A little numb? Okay.
Like I'm having a little...
Perfect.
Wide awake hand and upper extremity surgery has its birth from the dental industry. So we all have had procedures at the dentist, and they've been using these techniques for over 60 years. And we as hand surgeons have started to do these procedures more and more, probably over the last 10 to 15 years. The advantages of doing a wide awake surgery are you get to be wide awake for your surgery, you don't have to undergo anesthesia, you are able to drive yourself to and from the hospital, and if cost is a concern, it eliminates an area of potential medical costs by having your surgery here at our office, wide awake with local anesthesia, as opposed to going to a surgery center or a hospital where you do have to go to sleep with an anesthesiologist. We do procedures anywhere from the fingertip, around the fingernail, removing masses or cysts. We do fracture care in the fingers where we can pin fractures or put plates and screws on fingers. We do ligament and tendon repair. Patients come in with trigger finger or a tendon laceration that they've sustained from an accident. We can do those procedures right here in the office with you wide awake, which gives us the ability to test our repair. While you're numb, we have you make a fist and open up and test our ligament or tendon repair to see if it's adequate or if it needs to be adjusted, which we would not be able to do if you were under anesthesia. And with carpal tunnel surgery, there are two ways to have your carpal tunnel surgery performed. Open carpal tunnel release, which is an incision at the base of the palm that's about 3 inches in length, and you release the ligament from the top down. You go through the skin, the subcutaneous tissues, down to the carpal ligament that is the roof of the carpal tunnel, and you release the carpal ligament. That procedure typically leaves patients with about 4 or 5 weeks of palm pain, and so I recommend not doing a whole lot of heavy lifting, gripping, pushing and pulling for those 4 weeks, and 4 weeks is a long time. So that's why I offer the second technique, which is an endoscopic carpal tunnel release. I've been able to do wide awake open carpal tunnels, but recently I've started to do these endoscopic carpal tunnel releases wide awake here in the office. You make a smaller incision in the soft tissues of the wrist so you don't have to violate those sensitive tissues in the palm of the hand. You place an instrument with a camera with a little knife inside of the camera inside the carpal tunnel. So as opposed to entering the carpal tunnel from the top down, we're underneath the carpal tunnel looking up from underneath with the camera. And once I have made sure that your nerve is safely out of the way, we release that knife within the instrument and it releases that same carpal ligament from underneath. The best part about that procedure being done wide awake is that I can get you back to the things you love doing within about 2 or 3 weeks, as opposed to that 4 or 5 weeks that patients typically have downtime with the open carpal tunnel release.
Oh, good. Bad?
Wasn't too bad.
Oh, great. Well, that's good news.
You did great. How you feeling?
Okay.
So in 5 days, you can take this dressing off
Okay.
and just cover it up with a Band-Aid. At that point, you can get your arm and hand wet. Just no submerging.
Okay.
So no pools, jacuzzis, sinks full of dishwater, bathtubs, stuff like that. If you need anything else for pain medicine, just let me know. Most people just need ibuprofen and Tylenol. You can either alternate them or take them together. So take two. I have the kind of regimen I like spelled out on that packet.
Yeah.
Like I said, everything light, nothing heavy.
Okay.
Just because it'll hurt. Not that you'll undo the carpal tunnel or anything bad will happen. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a big thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Awesome.
There we go.
And then bring that thumb all the way across your pinky. Beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry.
Good.
You're all done?
And I can walk out. See, I can walk out.
That's
So I'm Dr. Steven Niedermeier. I'm a hand and upper extremity surgeon here at North Texas Orthopedics. I grew up and did most of my training at Ohio State University for 13 years in Columbus, Ohio, and then spent an extra year at the Hand Center at Ortho Carolina in Charlotte, North Carolina, doing a specialty in hand, wrist, elbow, and shoulder surgery. Carpal tunnel syndrome is the most common condition that I treat as a hand and upper extremity surgeon. It affects almost 10% of the population throughout one's life and starts to affect people typically later on in age. Women are more common to get carpal tunnel syndrome than men, and the most common cause of carpal tunnel syndrome is what we call idiopathic carpal tunnel. Your tendons that curl your fingers into a fist live in the carpal tunnel with your median nerve, which is what is the nerve that causes the symptoms. And when those tendons become inflamed, it shrinks the space available within that carpal tunnel for the nerve, and it pinches the nerve, causing symptoms like numbness and tingling, those symptoms that wake you up at night with your hand burning, numb, and have fallen asleep. Maybe while you're driving, your hands start to fall asleep and you have to shake them awake again. Those are all symptoms of carpal tunnel. And when carpal tunnel gets to a point where it's severe in nature, you can actually start to exhibit signs of some weakness. So North Texas Orthopedics has been serving the Dallas-Fort Worth area for over 33 years. We have 2 locations, one in Grapevine and one in the North Fort Worth Alliance area. We have 13 specialized physicians that specialize in orthopedic and pain conditions from head to toe. We serve 12 local high schools, so you'll see us out in the community taking care of football teams and basketball teams throughout the year. We have over 100 staff that are available to help us take the best care of our patients in DFW. And at our Grapevine location, we have an orthopedic urgent care that helps serve patients in our community with new orthopedic injuries. It is open Monday through Friday during our normal business hours.